After 14 years of happy and wonderful marriage, my wife, in a 3-month-long lapse of judgment, cheated on me. TLDR. After 14 years of happy and wonderful marriage, my wife, in a 3-month-long lapse of judgment, cheated on me, 6 weeks after a chance encounter, probably not so chance and orchestrated by him, 1 week and 5 to 6 weeks virtually and my world shook to the core. It's been 3 years, I have forgiven her, but feel inferior to my former self as well as guilty that I do not love and desire her with the same intensity. I feel like I have been condemned to the third league of marriages, having played the top level before. Can't see a reasonable way out other than just surviving. The story. We are a successful, well-traveled, educated couple. Met at the university and married in our late 20s. We just celebrated our 17th anniversary in July. 3 years ago my wife traveled for business, and trying to ensure she was safe I checked her location on the iPhone. She was not where she was supposed to be, so I called to inquire diplomatically and she confirmed the planned location, not the one on iPhone, which was several miles away near a neighborhood where my parents live. I ascribed it to the flukes of technology, nerve in a million years, what I suspect her, and went to bed. Woke up in cold sweat as it dawned on me, checked emails, and in the deleted folder I found hotel reservation and other clues. In a second I hired a private investigator. The material was quite convincing, photos of walking hand in hand with an ex-colleague, late 30, of hers from when she worked abroad. I met him only twice, sweet but unimpressive average guy, a bit lost. They walked the neighborhood where people we both knew could have spotted them. I thought with affairs you try to keep them secret. Going to bars and restaurants. A week of love, bills and carnal exchange. Later I found emails professing deep love in a way I was never the recipient of. She had promised to break it off when I confronted her, had not done so for the next 2 months, but was not able to continue beyond digital as his visa was not extended. She quit it 3 months after the D-Day. There was no underlying issue in our marriage prior to that. We still made each other laugh, sex was great and frequent, we were healthy, money was okay, emotional connection good, kids 4, 7, 10, 14, why the usual being kids. Around that period she was not happy professionally and I was in my 5th month, could afford not to compromise, of being unemployed but with good prospects, but that was the only shadow on otherwise a blissful life then. Of course we both have quirks that annoyed the other now and then, but arguments were infrequent and always civil and respectful. It has been almost 3 years hence and I am still ravaged by self-doubt, feelings of inferiority, apathy, cynicism towards anything romantic. Irony is, no one knows and we are held in the family and community as this paragon of perfect marriage. Men simultaneously envy and congratulate me as she is a very impressive individual, not stunningly pretty though, and women remind me how lucky I am. She has tried but never given a satisfying and credible explanation, and even she does not recognize herself in those weeks. That has been a big blocker for my recovery as I am a meaning-seeking kind of guy. I slowly start to accept that I will never know why. Other than that, she is a wonderful mom, good human being, smart and resourceful, great member of the community, has ton of positive character traits and devoted and loving wife, other than that episode. She is not outwardly sexual person, dresses modestly, but her personality and generousness is occasionally misunderstood by us as flirting. The home life is quite normal, not silent or toxic. Interactions are healthy, communication good, intimate life fine. It is mainly in my head, sense of loss, remorse etc., where I also spend too much time for my liking. The issue is, a divorce or separation is not an option for us. Kids, do not want to break my mother's heart, costs. Also my father abandoned us, kept in touch though, and I do not want to do the same. She grew up without a father too. Barely knew of him, I never met him. I love her, but it feels more like a brotherly love. I suddenly see how chubby she is, i.e. I am not worthy to be faithful, for why should I be worthy of keeping fit for, and can see her wrinkles, her many character faults, which were all invisible or inconsequential to me before. I always struggled with desire and attraction to other women. I am an 8 and successful. I never yielded to those temptations but feel I am getting weaker in that regard. I consider myself as a moral and virtuous man, although that is another part of my identity that is disintegrating slowly. I am more attracted to the relationship and connections side of the idea of having a parallel relationship, affair, myself rather than the physical side. But at the same time, I do not want to lose the last bit of something I value, my integrity. I am half the man and father I used to be, just surviving at work. Every little failure, scratch on a car, missing a train, critique at work, quibble with the wife or kids, makes me feel like a loser, and utter failure drives me to descend to the darker side. Rationally, I know this is an over-exaggeration, but I also do feel I am not as often on my A game. Also, I struggle to talk to her about that as she has long moved on. I do not want to reopen what is for her healed wounds. When it sporadically comes to conversation, she is nigh on astonished that I am still dealing with that. Yes, I tried IC and want to restart again, not CC, group therapy, retreats, spirituality, etc. Almost anything but revenge. I did make some progress. I only cry every week as opposed to every day, but having just turned 40 last year, I do not want to waste my life like that, staying at 20% of my usual self. Any advice, perspective? Thanks.